Now, today's video, we have another absolute banger. A couple months ago, we dropped a video on the Citizens Bank pre-qualification, and I did a complete walkthrough application, was able to get $30,000 approved on the Summit Reserve. If anyone's interested in that video, I'll drop a link in the description. Someone on my Patreon actually made an interesting point. They asked me, were you able to double dip? That means immediately go back and be able to get another credit card. I actually did try to go back and I did a whole video on this. I never published it because I wasn't able to get a second approval immediately or the next day, but I did get an interesting data point. Now, you could actually wait 30 days from the last application before you can apply again. And it's important to know with different institutions what their application rules are, because some allow you to double dip, some you might have to wait 30, 60, 90. But I wanted to go over this. Now, I went through this again, and this looks very familiar. Again, pre-qualified for a $30,000 Summit Reserve Elite World MasterCard. That's the card I already just showed you guys that I was able to get about 2 months ago, sometime back in July, for $30,000. And I went back again, did the pre-qual, and this time around, it was able to give me additional offers. Immediately after getting approved for this, it basically said wait 30 days. So now we're at a point where I can see if they do approve me for another card. Right here, it says they will do a hard inquiry once you actually submit the offer. Now, as I showed y'all in the last video, this is another situation, just like the Apple card, just like the former GM Goldman Sachs card, where you can get a pre-approved limit accepted with no hard inquiry. The way you do it, you unlock your credit report when you do the pre-qualification. If you get an offer, when you come to this offer page right here, what you want to do then is freeze your credit reports. All right, freeze your credit reports, and then you accept. And then that's how you're able to get it with no hard inquiry. They will pull from Experian. All right, I shared that data point with you previously. Citizens used to pull exclusively Equifax. I have confirmed they are pulling your Experian credit report. Since I already have this World Elite MasterCard, these are my obvious two choices: the Citizen Spring World MasterCard and the Citizen Summit World MasterCard. One for an $18,000 limit, one for a $21,000 limit. The variable APR, I really don't care because, you know, I'm not going to be carrying any balances. Now, the main difference is the Summit World MasterCard has the 3% dine-in, 1.5% on everything else. Foreign transaction fee waived for Quest private client and private bank customers, and 0% for 12 months. The Citizens Spring World MasterCard does not earn any rewards. All right, so this just has the 0% for 18 months on balance transfers, which does present a really good opportunity. So I would say if you only want the balance transfer card and hold the balance for as long as possible, I honestly think this Spring World MasterCard has a lot of value. Now, I already have the Citizen Summit Reserve World Elite MasterCard for $30,000. This earns all of the same dining, groceries, etc. as the Summit World MasterCard. So I'm already getting all of this with this card that I already have. So what really would boil down to the decision would be 12-month balance transfer versus 18 months, which is an additional 6 months. Now, here's one thing to consider. There is a time value of money. So having an extra 6 months for money to work for you does have a lot of benefits. However, I'm not a big fan of personal balance transfer offers. I don't believe you should be carrying extended balances on your personal credit because it's going to keep your score suppressed for even longer. I'm going to go ahead and go with this Citizens Summit World MasterCard. Even though there are some redundancies that I already have, it does have no annual fee, 0% intro for 12 months on balance transfers, and it has a higher limit, 21,000. Not that I need it, but that's the one I'm gonna go with. So let's hit this apply button right here. See what's going on. All right, so this is just reviewing the terms. So the thing to be careful of with the balance transfer, right? Even though it's 0% for 12 months, it still has a 5% balance transfer fee. It sounds enticing, no interest on the balance you carry, but even the transfer that balance over is going to be 5% of whatever that amount is. So if it's like $10,000, you're adding an extra $500 on top of that debt. And that's why I'm not a huge fan of personal balance transfers. There are certain cards where it's 0% balance transfer and 0 balance transfer fee. Those are better cards. But again, the only reason I'm doing this, I'm just doing this, to see if they will allow you to have more than one Citizens Bank credit card. Let's submit this application and see what's going on. Oh yeah, you got to make sure your Experian credit report is locked. All right, make sure it's locked. Voila, as y'all can see, good news, your card will arrive soon. Your credit limit is $21,000. Again, 27.24% variable APR. Again, this honestly is probably going to be a sock drawer card. The purpose of this video was to see if you are able to get more than one Citizens Bank credit card, and you actually can. You can get this with no hard inquiry, which is a game changer. So think about this. If you run this play consecutively, you get your first card with no inquiry, no hard inquiry. They're going to soft pull you for the pre-qual. When you go to the offer page, you lock your Experian for safe measure, lock your Equifax credit report, accept it in the same way that I did, and you will get an approval. You can wait 30 days from your last application, then you can pre-qualify all over again. With Citizens Bank, it is possible to get 2 credit cards within a 31-day period with no hard inquiry. The first approval I got was the Citizens Reserve credit card, a $30,000 credit limit. The card I just walked you through, this is not capped, $21,000 credit limit, right? So that's a total of $51,000 in personal credit card limits. You can add authorized users to the account. So this is another way. Let's say if you wanted to sell some trade lines or whatever the case is, add your family member, help them build their credit, whatever the case is, you can add authorized users to your Citizens Bank credit account. You don't have to do it as soon as you get approved. This will help with building credit for other people. Just wanted to walk you through this process. We ran it back to back with 2 Citizens Bank credit cards just to show you again. All right. Citizen Summit World MasterCard, $21,000. And this does have a balance transfer, 5% balance transfer fee, 0% for 12 months. So again, just to give you guys this data point, right now, this is a hot play. Citizens Bank, you can run it back. So for all of y'all who watched my video the first time when it went viral, you can run it back if you haven't already. So you can go through the pre-qualification all over again, run it back, get pre-qualified, freeze your credit report, accept it, and get another credit card with no hard inquiry. And I'm actually wait another 30 days just to see if we could do it a third time. I'm not quite sure, but this is why we go through these different applications to get these data points for you and give you this credit sauce. So do me a favor, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. That's all for today's video. Until next time, take it easy, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.